Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Aries for the month of August 2019. Welcome. Aries, how are you? Quick shuffle. So we're now we've just crossed over into Leo. So it's the 23rd of July as we're doing this reading today. You might see that it's a bit different to normal because I'm in the tropics. I'm in the Northern Territory of Australia reading for you. So there we go, in the sunshine. Energy around your situation for August is judgment. So karmic debt wiped free. Second chance, Aries. The cycle has come to its end. You've paid all your karmic debts off. Now, let's see what comes next. Placement's a bit difficult here. Okay, so we're getting there, Aries. Sorry. Okay. So karmic debt wiped free. This is where you are right now, Aries. The Lovers. Very interesting. Decisions to be made. Choices. The Lovers often talks about relationships primarily because of its title. It's a number 6 card. It's the Gemini card for the Gemini people. So it's all about, if there's a Gemini in your life, we're sort of pinpointing this. Also, be very aware of what choice you make, because the action and then there'll be consequences. But it's a good time to do it because we have that judgment card. So karmic debt is wiped free. So if that's talking about a relationship, well, it's time to take a deep breath and just decide, okay, what am I going to do? What will my choice be? What will my decision be? Let's see what's brought that on. King of Swords. Clear-headed mind, clear-headed man. Once again, it's that sort of air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius type. And it's a male energy. Can also be female, but basically we're talking about that male sort of energy, that very sharp-minded person. The expert card, in other words. So with a clear mind, basically, because this is crossing the whole reading, this King of Swords. So it's about clear-headedness will be available to make a decision. Now, if this guy here is in your aura, well, there you go. It's just about using that, or if it's him, we know what to do with him. He can be controlling too, Aries, with his mind. So he can be telling you one thing but doing another. He's just the sort of downside to the King of Swords. Very much controlling in that sort of mind area of things. Okay, let's look at the background. Page of Cups, so perhaps there is a new relationship or new spark of something new emotionally coming in, or that has come in recently, since last we spoke in June. And so this is like, yeah, it's the beginning of something new, emotionally. So go for it in that way and see where it's going to take you. It's interesting. It's like the spark that begins a new cycle of emotions, an emotional world too. So interesting. Let's see. Maybe you've met someone new and that spark's there and you're just sort of thinking, oh, I don't know what to do, but we'll see. We'll see where it leads. Recent influence is the Two of Cups, so there you are. The soulmate card, the connection card. Really nice sort of balanced card there where if you meet somebody new and they just sort of fulfill you and you fulfill them. It's a lovely card. You can also talk about business as well, or someone if you're in the business world or you've met somebody that you really can work very well with. It also talks about that. There's an emotional connection there that's quite strong and sustainable, Aries. So this looks quite good for you. The lesson you will be learning in August. Queen of Cups. Oh, so many cups, Aries. So many emotional decisions and vibes around you. So Queen of Cups is very much the receptive queen. She sits back, she waits, she listens, she observes. So quite interesting, very opposed, very much opposed, the opposite to the King of Swords there, water and air. So very much a time to just sit back, take it easy, don't be too, as we said with the Lovers, don't be in too much of a hurry to be making a decision. Just see where it goes. There's a good connection, but then again, you know, life gets in the way sometimes, doesn't it, Aries? So we'll just see, just be receptive. That's the lesson. Observe, enjoy yourself, but observe mainly. Near future, the Star. So you're on your track, you're on your path, no problems there. So just go with the flow. Really nice. Hope, faith, just walking forward, moving forward. It's a nice card to have, to know that you're sort of on your road, you're on your track, you're moving in the right direction. So there's no need to be, you know, sort of second guessing yourself. Just keep moving forward, as I always say, in terms of the path that you're on. But with, you know, these emotional and clarity, things like that, be very sure of what you're doing and take it easy. There's no rush, Aries, and you're very much people who will, you like to move quickly, but this time you've got to sort of really dig deep with the emotional stuff and just go with feeling rather than thought and action. What's happening that you're not realising? Two of Wands, your card there, you can see your little Aries insignia down the bottom, the ram. Yeah, there's options coming in, and this is what you're not realising. So make sure that you do listen to the advice that we've already got and how to deal with it, because there are two options, and it will move as it's going to move. But it's a bit of a firecracker. It's air, it's fire. So we're in Leo now, so it can be fast moving. So it will be wise to be receptive. It will be wise to sort of be clear-headed. So heart and mind have to align there, Aries. Just remember that whilst you're rushing in. How others see you. Four of Swords. Yes, you're standing back a bit, aren't you, Aries, which is not like you, really. Just being, and once again, it's like the Queen of Cups, being observant, just watching, waiting, listening, seeing what's going on, having a bit of a break as well. You know, just being more of a sort of bystander rather than a participant, and going with the flow. And, you know, maybe too, you know, you're a bit worn out, because the last couple of months have been quite full on in terms of, you know, planetary activity and different sort of aspects coming in that have made people feel a bit sort of, oh, what the hell's going on? But yeah, just stand back. This is how others are seeing you. So this isn't a bad thing, especially for you, because you're usually you're action man and action woman. So it's nice to just sit back and just take that step back and have a bit of a rest and watch. Be a spectator for a change, Aries. That's how others see you. But what we're feeling positive about in Leo is, Three of Swords upside down, which is quite interesting because I always like to read upright. But yeah, so if there's a situation of three people, if there's grief been surrounding this issue that we have this month for August, Maybe something's not quite been finished off. You don't really want to be the third wheel either. So maybe the other person involved, because there's three, it's a 3 card, so often, you know, sort of can mean that there's a third person. Just wait, and this is perhaps why you have to be observant and just wait. There's a connection, but maybe something's still not finished and there's still grief with this person, and it's in positive feelings, so I feel like perhaps you are on the money with it. So all the more reason, Aries, just sort of slow down a bit with this. The outcome and strength, so new cycle coming in, you know. Accept the challenge, Aries. There will be challenges here in this cycle that's coming up. So perhaps when we're in the sign of Virgo in late August to September, then you'll, you know, really sort of have to be accepting challenges and moving forward in a new cycle and seeing what's there. And like anything in life, it's going to be ups and downs. It's never all smooth fairy tale Hollywood scenarios, is it? So I'm just going to put a few extra cards on because we've got time. Just to clarify that 3 of Swords. And to clarify also that King of Swords. Because they can be tricky, the swords. It can be sort of using your head rather than your heart or your soul. The rest of it's pretty straightforward. There, we've got it up the right way up. So underneath the King of Swords, we have a new beginning with the Fool. So a new cycle. But yeah, just be aware under the surface, it is a new cycle beginning, but just make sure you have a clear mind with your decision that you're going to make. Because the actions and the consequences, but definitely there's new things coming in post working off your karmic debt, or paying it off, as I like to say. It's like paying those bills. Okay, let's have a look underneath positive feelings and your 3 of Swords upside down. So that grief card that's not quite worked itself out. And we have the Ace of Swords, so new beginnings after difficult times. So there you go. Clear mind is absolutely paramount this month for August. Aries. Winds of change blowing in. So if things have been difficult, it's like there's new beginnings always with the Ace. So it's good. It's really good. So it looks like an interesting month. Lots of new things coming through. Let's just read a Buddha card. The Buddha reading card. Clarification or guidance card, whichever you like to call it. So the message is pure concentration. Thought is energy. Active thought is active energy. Concentrated thought is a concentrated energy. Thought concentrated on a definite purpose becomes power. So there you go. Awareness comes from the purity of concentration. Consciously focus on where your mind is in relation to what reality is. So it's all about that really strong mind this month, coupled with this new sort of emotional beginning. So there you have it, Aries. Quite interesting for you. So I hope that's going to help in August. Thank you very much for listening once again, and we'll see you in September.